Hey you! Yes you! Have you heard of the Five Nights at Freddy's game on Roblox known as the Pizzeria Roleplay Remastered? You haven't? Then why the f am I making this video? Hey guys, I'm Jago and I have been having a massive art block lately. I had no idea what to do for this week's video, so I decided to turn something that I wasn't going to make into a video because I had no idea what else to do. Basically, there's this game on Roblox called TPRR, which is a really fun little game to just sort of collect animatronics, maybe roleplay a bit if you want to. There's loads of achievements and goals you can do, it's really quite fun. And I decided to design a character based on one of their own characters called Ticket Freddy, and to my surprise he actually got accepted and put into the game. He's in game, it's really cool. Like, I still can't get over that they thought he was good enough to go in the game. Like, I can't, I'm mind blown at it, honestly. But yeah, so basically I was just doing some art of Ticket Freddy and his counterpart Fazcoin Freddy, and I thought I might as well turn that into the video for this week because I don't know what else to do, help me. The art block is so bad right now. Anyways, the link to the game will be in the description if you want to go play it. Highly recommend it, it's a lot of fun, and let's go on with speed paint. So as I said in the intro, I initially wasn't going to have this be a video, therefore I actually started it on my iPad on Procreate. As a result, I don't actually have the construction lines and sketch recorded. What you are seeing is the exported time-lapse that Procreate has built into it. So apologies that it's not the usual sort of recorded style that I do, but this is the best I can do for it because it was a late decision for me to make it into a video. Yeah, as usual, went with construction lines. I did more detail on my construction lines on iPad because I'm not as skilled with my iPad and Procreate as I am on my computer. On my PC, I use Painttool Side 2 and I have a pad tablet, so it's not like I'm drawing on the screen, I'm drawing on the tablet and looking up at my monitor. Whereas with the iPad, I'm drawing directly onto the screen and I'm not as used to that as I am, you know, with the pad tablet and looking at my monitor instead. And I never really do much traditional art, I don't do much drawing on paper, so again, I'm just not really used to that. But yeah, as a result, I made things a lot more detailed to help me out there, but I didn't really need to because I was putting it on PC anyway, so. But once I got that sketch done, I basically just exported it and put it onto my PC into Painttool Side 2 and went from there. It's a little bit more silly, cartoony, not a really serious art piece. As you can see, I gave them more cartoony expressions and stuff. And the line art, I didn't do my really thin line art, I did it a little bit thicker than I usually do. A lot of the detail I was going to add in the texturing, but some of the detail did come in with the line art. So on Fazcoin Freddy, I did do some little lines to show the curves of the coins that he's made out of. And you can see the edge of him is sort of angled and harshed and sort of square. Shows that he is molded out the Faz coins, because he is. The point of Fazcoin Freddy is that he is made of the coins that you spend on him to buy him as a character. He's literally molded out of gold coins, like. On the other hand, Ticket Freddy is made out of the tickets you spend on him. So TPRR basically has two currencies in it. You've got the Faz coins, which is the more common currency, the one you can get easily by surviving nights and stuff. And you've got tickets, which is the more premium currency. It's harder to get, it's rarer. And Ticket Freddy is the sort of the ticket version of Fazcoin Freddy. He's an expensive ticket character. Fazcoin Freddy costs a lot in Faz coins and Ticket Freddy costs a lot in tickets. Ticket Freddy is also the first character to have a ticket drop, and I'm so happy about that my character has made history. Like, I'm so thankful and grateful that he got into the game. Like, with my art, I get a lot of imposter syndrome. Haha, I know, funny sus, yes. But I get a lot of imposter syndrome, which is basically when you look at what you've made and you feel like you didn't do it. You feel like you're a fraud, you're fake, that there's no way you're that good, there is no way you made that you do not have that skill, that you are not good enough, you are not that good. And it's just this whole rut you get yourself into. And I have it a lot with my art. Like, you'll see me say, oh, I think it turned out awful, I really don't like it. Well, everyone else around me is going, oh my god, it's so good, it's so good. And I just don't see that. And I actually didn't see that with this one. I don't think this one turned out very good. I don't like how it turned out. But I'm sure there's going to be comments saying, oh no, it's great, what are you talking about? And that's where the imposter syndrome comes in, that I just don't think anything I make is that good. I don't think I'm capable of making anything that good. Yeah, it kind of sucks, really. I wish that I could give advice on how to get out of it for anyone else who's possibly in that rut as well, but personally, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in it myself. Anyways, just like Fazcoin Freddy, Ticket Freddy, I did it so you can see tickets sticking out of him, so like he's made out of the tickets. He's more curved and has got more of a flow to his shape, unlike Fazcoin Freddy, because tickets are made out of paper and are sort of malleable, they're not rigid. His mustache is made up of tickets that have sort of been twirled together. You know, like if you get a bit of paper and you twirl it in your fingers and it becomes this like spiral shape? That's what his mustache is, with a bunch of tickets sort of stuck together. And he's got eyebrows that are just made of tickets, and his little goatee beard is just like a cut up ticket. Honestly, he's just a silly goofer. He's just a silly goober. He's amazing. with their flat colouring done and me having to remember to go actually put the gem that's on the top of Fazcoin Freddy's crown, I almost forgot that. But once all that was done, I went into texturing. This is where most of the time was spent on these two. It was about 2.5 hours to texture Fazcoin Freddy alone, and about 1 hour 40 minutes for Ticket Freddy. Essentially what I did is I used my watercolour brush. So this is the brush that has a lot of flexibility to it, and it makes great use of the pressure sensitivity of your tablet. So pushing down hard puts down the colour more saturated, and then just releasing a bit helps to blur out the colour and blend it in. I find for me it's way better to use this for painting. People are going to say they prefer the more solid brush, and that's perfectly fine, but this is what I like to use when painting, because I just like the way that I can blend it in using the same brush and make it really nice and smooth. I also did something that I don't usually do and I've only really started recently doing, and I don't know why it's taken me like 8 years to know that this is a good idea, that this is something you can do. But you see under the colour wheel, you've got the 2 swatches of colour. Yeah, basically that's your primary and your secondary colour, and if I press X, I can switch between them. So rather than having to do all one colour all in one go and then go on to doing the next colour, or constantly using the eyedropper tool, or constantly moving my colour wheel, I could just have those 2 colours set up and then press X as I want to go between them and just use the colours as I go. And it's so helpful when doing this sort of texturing. It really does speed up the process, even though this took ages, but it did speed up the process. Like if I wasn't doing that, it would have been way longer. This was so that it didn't look flat. I just wanted to make sure the shape of the characters were there, because it makes it so that I don't have to focus on that while doing the texturing. It would make the texturing really hard, because I'd have had to focus on doing both texturing and making sure the sort of shading and lighting and all that is consistent. But by doing these sort of underlaying layer of shading and stuff, I can just do the texturing and put it on an overlay or slightly adjust the opacity, and there you go, it works. The underlying shading, the underlying layer gives it that depth. There wasn't much more for me to say, so enjoy watching me lose my sanity. Now, initially I was going to use the official textures for the coins and the tickets and just use their PNG images and do that for the background. But I thought that was a bit like cheating, you know, and it was using someone else's work because they were made by another artist. I believe their name is Salad. I will link them down below. They are very good artists. Definitely recommend checking them out. They are the official artists for the game. But yeah, I decided instead to draw these manually, and that also meant I could get some good sort of shapes and angles on them and make them 3D. So on Fazcoin Freddy's side, we have falling coins, and on Ticket Freddy's side, we have falling tickets. As usual, I just sketched them out and then lined them. When it came to colouring, it was the same thing with the watercolour brush and using the two different colours, the secondary primary colours. I gave them a decent detailed texture. I didn't want to go as detailed as the official ones because they were going to be slightly blurred. Give them a bit of soft focus in the background. But I at least gave them the Freddy silhouette and the rich texture and stuff like that. I also changed the colour of the line art to match the colour of the items so that it sort of just blends in a bit nicer. Once all that was done, I honestly could not figure out what I actually wanted to do for the rest of the background. It was too sparse to leave it how it was. I sort of originally wanted to completely cover it in tickets and coins, but I kind of went against that in the end. So I knew there was some kind of pattern or gradient or something I needed to do to make the background more interesting. I can't tell you how many times I changed the background, how many times I fiddled around with it, tried different textures. I think eventually I got to something that was relatively okay. I don't know, I feel like the background kind of ruins it a bit. I've never been very good at backgrounds really, but it's something, it's something. It was then on to shading Ticket Freddy and Fazcoin Freddy. It's just very much my usual style of shading. So I chose a sort of red tone to match both the sort of orangey side of Fazcoin Freddy and the pinky side of Ticket Freddy. It was a good medium between the two. And I used overlay layers to add the first bit of basic shading in, which just sort of establishes the lighting, establishes the shapes and where the shadows are and where the highlights are. I also did this to the coins and the tickets in the background, just giving them a bit more depth as well. The final step was some more refined shading, more detailed in the shading. This is why I do the harsher lines. The lines that are just me using my line art tool and just really exaggerated some of the shadows and highlights in areas. But yeah, this was the final step on them both. In some pieces I will slightly blur this refined shading lines, it depends on the piece. With this one being a bit more cartoony, I felt the harsh, sharper lines worked quite well with it. So I didn't end up blurring it at all. And the very last thing was just one layer of white, so literally just little white dots and lines here and there. This was on things like the crowns, the staffs, the noses, and on Falcon Freddy just little areas of his coins because he's shinier and he's gold, you know, and just separate that from Ticket Freddy a bit more. As I said previously in the video, I'm not 100% happy with how this turned out. I don't know, I feel like Falcon Freddy and Ticket Freddy just sort of blend into the background a bit too much, but at the same time, I don't know what other colours I could have made the background. It just feels a bit sloppy and messy in areas, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's up to my usual standard. I don't know, maybe you guys are going to select me in the comments and tell me it looks fine. You're probably going to tell me to stop being so pessimistic. Anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm still kind of busy, so videos are still a bit random with their themes and such. I'm hoping to get a bit more on track with doing videos like challenges and stuff and more interactive with you guys once things are sort of calmed down a bit. But yeah, right now I just don't have the time nor energy to do anything like that. But hopefully I will be soon. So yeah, if you want to see that, maybe subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, and leave a like on this video. Turn on that bell to know when I upload. And I will see all of you in the next video. Bye!